Welcome to Pete and Hannah's Watchlist. I'm your host, Pete Mitchell. I'm here with my great co-host, Hannah.
Hello, people.
Hannah, how was your weekend?
It was all right. You?
It was okay. We had a huge storm.
Yeah,
and
that did happen.
Yeah, it caused movie watching chaos. And
We made it through, though.
We did.
We would, just like a postie, we would go through any kind of weather to see a movie. We're that desperate.
That is true. It did cost us going to see Chainsaw Man, though, so that was disappointing.
I'm okay with that.
Sure.
It ain't my vibe.
What a start to this episode. What are we here for today? Well, we're here for What's Next, the show where we help you figure out what to watch next. On today's show, Regretting You.
Oh.
Wow. Colleen Hoover strikes again. And we also took a look at Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere. Sure. We also took a look at Ballad of a Small Player.
Yeah, which arrives on Netflix on this week.
Edward Berger movie. And we took a look at Shelby Oaks, which is a YouTube movie reviewer's first movie.
Foray.
Sure.
Yeah.
But before we get on to the big show, let us tell the viewers and the listeners what they should do.
Could you pretty please leave a like and subscribe to our channel?
Could they?
Leave a comment down below your feedback on the show.
Yeah.
Questions, comments, queries, all that jazz are welcomed down below.
Hit the notification button and you'll get great content like this one, including What's Next, the show you're watching right now. Tomorrow is AFI Top 100 10-year visit, and we're going to review a movie called Raging Bull.
Ah ha ha.
You know, some of these episodes you really look forward to, and some you don't.
Yeah.
Guess what it is. Then we're going to do movie news, and we'll be previewing all the new releases that are coming out this week, which is a big new release date. There's some Jennifer Lopez, a Kiss from a Spider-Woman. There's some Kate Hudson and Elizabeth Moss and Shell.
Yeah.
There's the movies.
There's weird movies coming out.
The Aziz Ansari and Seth Rogen movie, Good Fortune.
Oh, with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, so there's a lot of movies there. And then we'll be doing our third episode in the countdown, movies from this century so far, 50 to 26. And then it'll be the top 25 next. Great times.
Exciting.
Sure.
Well, we'll get there.
Yeah, let's go on to today's show. And first off, it is Regretting You. It is the second movie from Colleen Hoover in 2 years. The first one was It Ends With Us, which was a monster worldwide hit, probably because of the things that were going on set.
That, and also that is her best-selling, well-known book.
True.
She has two big ones. That is her biggest one, and then the other one is Verity, which is also getting a movie.
She's a huge author.
Well, yeah, I call her airport author, as in you would see this book at an airport, kind of like, unfortunately, like artists like Stephen King or
Would you hide that?
James Patterson. You're like, oh, it's in an airport. You read it on the plane. You finish it. You don't, and then you never touch that thing again. That's what I call an airport author. It's not a bad thing. It's just everyone can enjoy it. Her books are filled with drama with some romance thrown in.
Well, speaking of the drama, the elevator pitch for this movie is when your sister and your husband die in a car crash, it leaves you with a daughter and a friend that is also your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Who has just got a newborn baby, and you need to pick up the pieces.
Of that, yes. It's about rekindling a relationship and your relationship with your daughter, and she also is dealing with her feelings about it all.
What?
Yeah.
Guess what? You have feelings for the brother-in-law, and your sister and your husband were having an affair.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance that the baby was.
Let's just. We'll be brilliant.
Which is all the trailer.
If you watch the trailer, it's one of those movies where you watch the trailer, you're like, oh, that's the whole movie, and it's definitely for an audience that don't like to be surprised, that likes to be hand-fed.
Yep.
And that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you kind of want to watch a movie that is by the numbers.
Yep.
This falls in that kind of category.
Okay.
I'd say.
So the person who wrote this movie for the big screen was Susan McMartin, who did the movie Mr. Church, which is a big TikTok one. It comes up on the feed where Eddie Murphy is
lot of
looking
clips.
after the
Yes.
it cooks for the family that
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
dying.
Yep,
and
yep.
then she also wrote the first after book into the script.
Yeah, which has middling reactions.
Sure. Sure. It stars Alison Williams.
Yep.
Also stars McKenna Grace. She plays Clara, the daughter. Dave Franco plays Jonah, the brother-in-law. And Mason Thames, which we've had over the last couple of weeks. We did Black Phone 2.
And then he had How to
Also
Train Your
had
Dragon.
Train Your Dragon. Josh Boone was the director. And older Josh, he famous for The Fault in Our Stars.
Oh, yeah, no, that was a big one.
And he also did The New Mutants, which got cancelled
that was not
a
good.
lot of times.
That was not good.
Yeah, it got cancelled a lot.
Anya Taylor-Joy. Yeah.
Reasons to see this.
I think it's only if you're a fan of the book. That's it. I think if you are a fan of Colleen Hoover's work, you love these drama-filled romances. Yep. But besides that, it is...
Okay, I will say...
You want to give something?
Yeah, I'll say it's one of those movies that is so awful that it's funny. And so it actually makes you... I actually laughed in it.
No, I think I laughed at it too because it's almost absurd to think.
Absurd.
Like the plot
Yeah.
itself of,
Yeah.
you find out your husband and your sister who you love, you found out these people were cheating.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but I'm in love with my sister's baby daddy,
Yeah.
who also happens to be my ex-best friend,
Yeah.
who always, like, it's just, it's
so fanciful.
It's so...
And the
yeah.
way they put this movie together as well, I don't know if it was exactly the same as the book, but it was really heavy-handed, the way they did it. And I will say, okay, so let's go into reasons not to. The cast, except for McKenna Grace and Mason Thames, who I find delightful.
They're doing
They're
their
doing
job.
their best with what
What
they've
they're
been
giving.
given. But Alison Williams and Dave Franco are not big stars, and they're also not someone you can believe in the story that you would invest in.
They're
just
weirdos.
It just doesn't work for me at all. Alison Williams from Get Out,
Get
and also Megan. One, a well-written movie, and the other was A Doll That Dances. That's the only two things that she's been in that are successful. She was also in Girls as well. But, she's just not very good. She's just not a very good actress.
Yeah, and this is a very heavy melodrama, so...
If you were to put a really... a person in that role that you really actually cared about, if this movie was made in the 90s and it was made with Susan Sarandon and Kevin Costner in the lead roles, you would just eat this up. It's just like, it's so melodramatic. It's just like Steel Magnolias. That was a hugely melodramatic movie, and it's set in the South, and it's
I will say, but that's probably his better writing. This is very much
I don't know. Steel Magnolias, it was pretty poor.
it is
pretty
poor.
It Shelby.
Okay, it is the acting, yeah.
It's because you love Julia Roberts, you love Sally Field, you love Shirley MacLaine.
Yeah, their acting is pretty.
You love them.
Yeah.
What was another?
I don't know. Group I don't know.
You Got Mail was another.
You're talking about these gushy romance. Or...
Yeah, that shouldn't work, but because you are so invested in the stars, they do work.
Yeah.
The other, speaking of Susan Sarandon and Kevin Costner, there's a baseball movie called Bull Durham, and it's about a baseball team and the local woman that has sex with the baseball players to give them good luck, and she falls for Kevin Costner, who is the catcher. And so that movie should not work at all, but because of the charisma between and the chemistry between Susan Sarandon and Kevin Costner, it's one of the all-time great movies.
Yeah,
okay. I don't think it's great. It's great writing. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That whole time movie, the characters are not great at all, but it works because the actors you believe in, you have invested. I have no care factor for any of these characters at all. I did like Clancy Brown. I love
But that's
him.
because I like
him.
Clancy Brown.
I love him.
That's why.
But, geez, it is a really tough movie to watch. It was like there's no tearjerker.
No, because
things.
it gets to the tearjerker, and I think you actually had to care about these characters,
Yeah.
and maybe if
You actually want them to get together as well. I didn't want them to get together.
Yeah, because I think it's definitely for fans of the books, because when you're reading a book, it's a lot different, especially with these dramas.
Yeah.
You get really in the head of these characters. Yeah. You really care about those little details. And so you brush along in it in the movie. And for people who've read the book, it's a much more emotional payoff.
Yeah.
But the movie can never deliver on that.
One, I think it's because the acting. Two is because the trailer. And three, I think...
You also
killed off the one person.
You're talking about these two more interesting actors.
Well, you killed off Scott Eastwood. I would rather see Scott Eastwood
try and do the date.
Remember that movie he did for Nicholas Sparks? I think it was called The Longest
Ride.
Longest Ride.
Yeah.
Longest Ride.
Yeah, well, this is basically if you...
It's a female version of Nicholas Sparks.
Nicholas Sparks is Colleen Hoover is, but she falls more into that...
Melodramatic.
Very melodramatic. And a lot of people don't like Colleen Hoover and will not eat this one up. I think this one is...
Well, Hannah, I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
This movie was successful.
Oh, no, it was successful. Because
and they're cheap to make, these movies.
Yeah,
they're really cheap to make.
That's the thing.
It's so strange that Hollywood went away from adapting John Grisham novels and Colleen Hoover novels because they're so cheap to make.
No, not just... Yeah, we're talking about...
Because it's a simple story with a handful of characters. You don't have special effects or anything like that. You put a good score.
Another thing is that...
The soundtrack to this movie was disappointing.
What people don't get is that they have a fan base that will see the movie regardless because they read the book.
Yeah.
And I want to see a movie adaptation of it. People don't get it. That's people mock a lot of book adaptations of really bad books, but they were bestsellers.
Yeah.
They sold millions upon millions of copies.
But you know,
and you just don't know.
You know what the difference is? Look at another movie that was highly successful and based on a book. It was called The Big Chill, and that movie should not have worked whatsoever. Right? It's about a group of friends coming home to mourn the loss of a friend who sadly passed away due to their own hands, and they're all characters that are so unlikable. But you've got a banger cast and a banger soundtrack. You have William Hurt, you have Tom Berenger, you have Glenn Close, Jeff Goldblum. It's an amazing cast.
Yeah.
Actually, Kevin Costner was cut from that movie. He played the guy that passed away.
Okay.
And it has just one of the greatest soundtracks of all time. That movie should not work at all because the characters are so unlikable, but you invested in them. They're like your best friends by the end of the movie. And it was also made by the great, I think it was Lawrence Kasdan as well, who wrote that.
Another example could be even things like Twilight. Twilight shouldn't work. It somehow managed to create some sort of fandom. It is incredible that these movies do get adapted and that they can take some diversions from the book and be successful because people can fall in love with them over again. And that's what this movie does. It's for the fans. If you do not like melodramatic dramas, I don't think this is for you though. If you don't like being, just handed, this is a story, these characters are going to get together. If you don't like the idea of them ever being near each other, then, sorry, that is how it goes.
Okay. Do you think people should watch this movie?
I think only if you like Colleen Hoover and her books and you like these melodramatic movies. I don't think anyone should touch this.
Yeah,
if they don't like it, because they won't like it. You won't end up liking it. It's not likable unless you're already invested. Yeah. It's happened to me before in movies and stuff. It's only likable because I'm invested somewhat into it.
Yep.
The After series is a plain example of these are bad movies, but I was invested because I'd read the books, so I was invested.
Yep.
But they're awful.
Yeah.
They're awful. And I think this is just,
I think McKenna Grace maintains. Let's give it a iPad on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most unwatchable movie, but it is awful.
Yeah.
Like, in a sense that it's not something I want to ever watch again. I won't
100%.
touch.
I'll never see that
But
movie
I
again.
know there is a demographic for this film that love it 100%, and that's good. Good for them.
It's a great question to always ask. Will you ever watch this movie again? And the answer is no.
I've not touched it.
Regretting You is in cinemas everywhere. The next movie we're going to talk about is Bruce Springsteen's Deliver Me From Nowhere. It is directed by and written by Scott Cooper. And Scott Cooper gave us Crazy Heart, which was Jeff Bridges' Oscar winner. Mm-hmm. That's huge. He also did the great, there's a great movie with Christian Bale called Pale Moon.
Oh, Pale Blue Eyes?
Yeah.
I liked that movie a lot. It was on Netflix.
It was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay, the elevator pitch. We follow Bruce Springsteen, who's just coming off tour for a really successful album, and he's going to write a new album, and he's living in a place in New Jersey, and he comes up with the idea of writing the album Nebraska and then recording it in his rental home with the help of his friends, and it's also dealing with the fact that he is really depressed and he's going through some real issues from when he was a kid, and it all ends up with leading to 2 highly successful albums, and there's also glimpses of his most famous album, Born in the USA. This is, as I said, directed by Scott Cooper. It stars Jeremy Allen White, also Jeremy Strong, Odessa Young, and reasons to see, Hannah.
Well, I do think it's interesting to see this kind of biopic because it's one of those slice of life ones, similar to the Bob Dylan one.
Yes.
But this one, because it doesn't focus on, he's not taking substances or anything. He just has depression.
Yep.
And he's dealing with writing songs that, he has inspiration, but he somehow connects it back to his own family and his own past. Mm-hmm. It's a really interesting take. And I think I love the idea of this film. I don't think I just loved all the parts of it, but I liked the idea of dealing with male depression because it's a real thing.
It is.
And an artist of that caliber, he was, this... he born in the USA, he is manly. He's manly American man singer. We're talking.
He's one of the biggest artists of all time.
Yeah. He's huge. He's the boss. So I think the fact we get to see a more stripped down nature of, say, him from the this whole depression arc is truly interesting. Yeah. I don't know if this film tackles it well enough. I
will say the best bit of this movie is Jeremy Allen White singing Bruce Springsteen songs, and you want more of it.
Oh, and
he actually is singing these songs. It is, and he does such a really good job.
And
he's in the recording studio.
Pretty good looking.
Yeah, you got Mark Maron also in this movie. He plays one of the producers. Jeremy Strong gives a really quite noted Jeremy Strong performance.
Yeah.
Stephen Graham plays his father. Gabby Hoffman plays his mum. Look, my huge problem with this movie is there is a composite character in this movie played by Odessa Young, who is an Australian actress. She's fine in the movie, but it makes no sense at all why you put this character in there when it doesn't focus on... It just puts in this movie and he's just really mean to her and she's got a kid and we don't really need to see that they're playing house, and it just doesn't make sense for the movie that you're just making him out look like a jerk.
It looks
and maybe he was a jerk to women back then, but sure, maybe he's a jerk to 5 or 6 different women, and maybe show it actually how it was. He also has 2 sisters, and so growing up in the house, he had 2 sisters with him, and maybe he could have shown what it was like for all 3 of them in there, but he made it all about himself. And there's no way that when he's telling the story of when he's riding Nebraska, he didn't think of his sisters and what it was like to be in a house with growing up with sisters, trying to protect your sisters, trying to protect your mum against a father who is struggling with depression himself. He doesn't even know that he's struggling with depression, and he's drinking to think. It would just... a bit more realistic review.
Yeah.
I just don't think we need all, if you're going to focus on one period of time, then you have to go all in on it. And they added this female character to do like a bit of a love interest for the movie, just to maybe help the pacing and stuff like that. But you've decided to go for one moment in time where he's struggling with depression. You see that he's trying to get help as well at the end, but maybe
be more realistic instead of just adding a character that didn't exist to a story, because it's supposed to be a biopic.
I really hated that bit. I really hated just the whole use of that character whatsoever.
Yeah,
and it made me feel like I was sort of in on the movie, and then I was like, God, this character seems really underwritten and.
Not real.
It doesn't seem real. And then you go do research about it and goes, no, it wasn't real. It was a made-up thing. And like, how does Bruce Springsteen tick off on that? Like, I just don't get it. He has like a really interesting...
Bringing up all story?
No, he has an interesting love story.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He actually ends up getting with one of the E Street Band. But before he got with one of the E Street Band people, and there was a rumoured affair before they got together, he actually married an actress that was in like a movie called Fletch Lives, and he broke up with her to get with the E Street Band. Maybe that would have been more of an interesting story to go with. But maybe he didn't want to tell that story because maybe he came out looking like a jerk. But then he comes out looking like a jerk in this movie. Like, I really don't get it. Like, the best bit of this movie is when he sings Born in the USA.
Yeah, I feel like they put a lot of focus into that scene.
And he doesn't even use it in the album. Like, it's 2 years later.
Yeah, it's a 2 years later album. But another thing is that I really like, there's a scene where, so he's so keen on having this album sound like how he originally recorded it.
Yeah.
And they have to find a new way, like find the old way of having to press vinyl.
Yeah.
And there's a full-on like shot of them like trying to work.
Like,
I was like, this is just a love for music for no reason.
I don't get why that was in the movie. I really don't.
Because vinyl is attractive.
I know, but like, it just didn't make any sense. Okay, would you recommend people watch this movie?
Look, it's... I don't know.
No.
Can I say Jeremy Strong's performance in this, very hard to watch for me personally. I thought he was one note off being Woody Allen for some reason in this movie.
Do you know what this movie...
really hard for me.
I'm really excited for his portrayal of Mark Zuckerberg in the Aaron Sorkin's...
I know, right?
I think he's going to be amazing.
I think all he does is do portrayals of these guys. Anyway.
He got nominated for Academy Award earlier this year for Cone in the Trump Story.
Yeah.
Okay, so recommend, watch or miss?
Look, personally, for me, it's a miss. I don't like biopics. I don't think this one's interesting enough.
Yep. Are you ever going to watch this movie again?
No, personally.
I'm never going to watch this movie
I think
again.
the only people who watch this movie, people who love Jeremy Allen White, because I'll tell you, Jeremy Allen White, like, he's not doing anything different.
It's so similar to Bear. It's so similar
but if you like the guy...
Yeah, it's so similar to that. It's so similar to every other character he's ever done. He just plays the same guy one note.
Look,
they say Leonardo DiCaprio plays the same guy over and over again. I'm telling you, Jeremy Allen White does it as well.
You can't deny that if you're a fan of Bruce Springsteen's work, I was a fan of
Bruce Springsteen's work, and I didn't like this movie.
You didn't like the movie, but other people might get a kick out of it. You never know.
Well, I got a kick out of the recording stuff, and I just...
That's what I'm saying.
I also got a kick out of the actual, like, he was really struggling with depression. I really got a kick out of that. Showing someone really grappling with that, but then they take it out of you with this
the love story.
Character.
But that's what I'm saying. I think it's definitely more of a, I just feel like it wasn't perfect. It wasn't well. It's not a biopic that changes any of the numbers. I don't think it's going to be super enjoyable to watch. Like, if you love biopics because I love hearing their music and seeing them growing up and their story, this isn't one of those. It does...
Why can't we have those movies?
Because some people mock them, but a lot of people actually tend to like them.
Yep. The crowd pleasing. Why can't we just give the crowd...
The crowd, yeah.
Give me singing Born in the USA in front of a singing crowd. Give me singing Dancing in the Dark where he gets Courtney Cox up on stage and the story behind... making Courtney Cox a star. Anyway, I would say this movie is... I played on my phone and it is in cinemas everywhere and it was not successful and it's got a huge budget and it's not going to make its money back. And they're talking about doing a sequel, and it ain't happening.
Yeah, I don't think you get a sequel out of biopics.
Nope, you are not. The next movie we're going to talk about is Ballad of a Small Player, which comes on Netflix.
Yeah.
This week we had a chance to see it in cinemas. It is directed by Edward Berger, who gave us Conclave, which was one of the best movies of last year. And he also did All Quiet on the Western Front, which is a great remake. It was nominated for many
Netflix.
Academy Awards. It stars Colin Farrell and also Tilda Swinton. The elevator pitch. You are a small-time gambler in Macau and people are chasing you down for debt. And you think that if you can get on one more run, you'll clear all the debts that you have and everything will turn out fine. Reasons to see this. This movie is like...
It's sweating.
I know degenerate gamblers and this is what they're like. This is exactly what they're like.
Yeah.
The sound design in this, the costumes, Edward Berger, just absolutely brilliant as a director. Colin Farrell's performance, just...
The sound design. There is this great motif they use of this of that replays constantly because he's losing his mind.
Yeah.
As a gambler does, they go on this. They believe in this, one big score that's going to solve all their problems.
Yep. Typical gambler.
And you just see this man collapsing in front of you, and
Yep.
it's like very well made.
Yeah.
Very interesting. A performance incredible. Because we're talking about a guy who probably should have an award already.
Yeah.
He's
amazing in this.
He's been doing back to back, I think some of the best performances we've seen,
Fala Chen is in this, and she plays a person that gives gamblers money, and she takes percentage of their wins, and it's a complicated relationship, and it is a look into the soul of gamblers. It's also a psychological thriller as well.
Oh,
The gloves, he puts these leather gloves on, and you can hear them, and the way he
Ben's cards.
he plays Baccarat throughout the movie, and they do a thing at the start to explain Baccarat, and by the end you're calling for cards and all that stuff like that. It's really quite really well done how they draw you in.
Oh,
and,
yeah, no.
I mean, I can highly recommend this movie. I'll definitely watch it again.
Unless you get uncomfortable by people gambling their life away.
It is awkward.
Because people,
Yep.
I will say, you feel like when he starts sweating and he starts losing it all. If
Yeah.
you're someone that gets uncomfortable when people, you've been in any circumstance where it's so uncomfortable
He's got
to watch
so
someone.
much gluttony going on with him because he's eating and gambling himself to death. You know?
That's uncomfortable, but that's the good thing about it because you're supposed to be uncomfortable. Because this is, he's doing, it's eating him away. And it's
Tilda Swinton plays a private investigator. She's fantastic in the movie as well. I always love seeing her on the big screen.
she's
Based on a novel.
Cute.
They shot it in actual casinos in Macau, including Wynn.
Yeah.
It's highly recommend. Definitely will watch it again. Definitely a watch.
Please,
And
yeah.
Rating for this one, I think it's a golf club pen.
I think it's a golf clap, and it's on Netflix this week. Everyone is getting the chance to finally watch House of Dynamite.
Now,
Yeah,
controversially, we love that movie, and not many people do.
because of the ending.
Yes.
The
Also-
ending's what's
Also, how they bring it to...
Oh, you mean it gets
Yeah.
up to the point of the Big Bang,
Yeah.
and then cuts to the next scene. Yep, that's not fun at all. And then you get to the ending, and there's no payoff,
Yep.
so to speak. I think that's
Some
the
people
whole.
have reached out to us and are not happy.
They're not happy. And you're not supposed to be happy because you're it's the inception question, are we in a dream or reality? It's the what happened? And it's you're supposed to perceive in that instance, what would you do almost? If he's getting told by so many different people what he's got to do,
Yeah.
the president.
Yeah.
And he basically has to make the call, and we don't know where he's going to land because He just doesn't even know.
Yeah. Well,
And that's where, as a society, we're being brought to that question of what's going to happen next when we
sometimes
get to
things
the
are
breaking
not-
point.
Some things are not always in a perfect little package. And we rated that movie a banger, and yeah.
Yeah, because someone loves the trash.
And Ballad, a Small Player is definitely a golf club. We
Yeah.
definitely think you should watch it when it comes out on Netflix this week.
And that one has a sort of satisfying ending.
Okay.
It ends. I would say it's satisfying in the sense that it's...
Yeah, it's satisfying to us people that love Colin Farrell, but it's not satisfying.
I would say it's in a weird way, like... no, I find it satisfying because it... I don't know.
No, it's not...
It's not
It's not a
questioning.
yeah.
It's not questioning you on
No.
what's going to happen. It's more of like, oh, so that's how it ends.
Well, it was always going to end that way.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So that's how
that
it
is Ballad of a Small Time Player, which comes out this week on Netflix. Next is Shelby Oaks. Now, Shelby Oaks is written and directed by Chris Stuckman, who is a YouTube movie reviewer who does like short little movies. He crowdfunded his first movie. I think he got like $1 million to do it, and then he started making it. And then Neon came to the party and saw like a rough cut of the movie, and they said, "Okay, here's another $1 million and make a better version of it." And that's how we got Shelby Oaks. The elevator pitch. Your sister goes missing for 12 years, and she was a paranormal investigator on YouTube, and she goes missing, and they find her friends' bodies, and you're still searching for your sister. This movie stars Camille Sullivan from Shoresy. It also has Keith David in this movie.
Love him.
Love Keith David. Also, Michael Beach, who's like in tons of TV shows. He plays the detective. Reasons to see this. I think this has a great start and a great ending. You can just definitely tell that this started off as a short story, and probably like it was in the mind it was going to be a short film.
Yeah.
Because definitely the first bit, but it's just that big in the middle where the sister is investigating. It has really slow, not many jump scares. The music, I don't think he had a big, but he obviously didn't have a big budget, so he couldn't have it needed a little bit more music, I thought. But the ending of this movie, it really worked for me. Like, coming out of the theater, some people said, "Oh, that ending sucked," but actually, I really liked the ending of this movie, and the reason why is it made a lot of sense for what the movie said at the start of the movie when because the sister is she's getting interviewed in a documentary, and she's had a really tough time. She's estranged from her husband because all this goes back to her sister going missing, and it all stems back from their childhood. And as she investigates that, and the ending really paid off for me. If you were paying attention, there's like flags all the way through the movie that gives you the ending. So it's actually, I think it was a really well put together story. But it just, I think it just lost its way in the middle. The pacing just was off, and but yeah, there's some good real jump scares. I really like the last 20 minutes of this movie. Actually, it's quite fascinating. Good first time outing for Chris Stuckman. I hope he gets another chance to make another movie. Would I recommend people watch this? You know what? I would. Would I watch this again? Yeah. If this was on a streaming service right now, I'd probably pull it up again and watch the ending again. I really liked it. Rating for this one? Look, I think this is a golf club. I think it's a fair horror movie, and hopefully it is successful. Shelby Oaks is in limited release around the world now. That is it for today's show. A long show, 4 movies. Hope you stuck all the way to the end. We didn't like the first 2. Loved Ballad of a Small Player. And, I like Shelby Oaks as well.
Potential.
I hope he makes another movie, because I think if he spends time more fleshing out a script, gets a bigger budget, gets a bit more soundtrack behind it, like a really good theme behind it, I think it would have worked even better. Tomorrow, Raging Bull. That's my lovely co-host Hannah. Long live cinema, and until we meet again, it's bye for now.
Bye.